And for now, we are switching gears. Russia has threatened more strikes on Ukraine after one of Kyiv's biggest drone barrages on Moscow hit a major refinery there, wounding 17 people and engulfing the Russian capital in thick black smoke. In fact, all of Moscow's airports were shut for hours, leading to hundreds of flight delays. The repeated attacks raising a major question: why is Russia unable to stop the drones reaching its heartland? Our next report decoding this for you.
The skyline looked like a war film. Flames rising over Moscow region. Smoke covering the skyline. A key Russian energy facility under attack again. Kapotnia Refinery in southeast Moscow was hit for the second time this week. This is the moment a drone struck a fuel storage tank, sending its roof flying into the air. Russia's defense ministry says that almost 1,000 drones and 4 Ukrainian cruise missiles were intercepted and destroyed across the country in 24 hours. But clearly, the devastation shows many Ukrainian drones struck their targets. The attack reveals a major chink in Russia's armor. Despite Russia's powerful air defense systems, Ukrainian drones have repeatedly managed to cross hundreds of kilometers and hit strategic locations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy secured renewed political backing from G7 leaders as Kyiv continues pushing its message that long-range strikes are necessary to weaken Russia's war machine. Ukraine's new generation of drones are changing the battlefield. Some are designed like cruise missiles, flying hundreds of kilometers using satellite navigation and terrain-following routes to avoid detection. Their long range allows Ukraine to hit areas once considered safely beyond the battlefield. In the past, every major Ukrainian attack triggered a furious response from the Kremlin. In late May, Russia unleashed a massive barrage of hypersonic missiles and drones, including the Oreshnik missile, on Ukraine after blaming Kyiv for targeting a college, killing 21 people. Earlier this month, when Ukraine targeted the same Kapotnia oil refinery, Russia had unleashed 70 missiles and 611 drones targeting Kyiv. The latest refinery strike shows a new phase of the war. Ukraine is using drones to take the battlefield closer to Russia's economic and military backbone. For Moscow, the challenge is not just stopping one attack, it is protecting thousands of kilometers of territory from a new type of weapon that is smaller, cheaper, and harder to detect. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Our next story is from the West Bank. Attacks by the Jewish settlers reportedly have reached a record high in 2026, and now tensions have escalated all over again as they allegedly set fire to 2 mosques in West Bank reportedly. Thick plumes of smoke were seen billowing out of that impacted mosque's window. More than a dozen tires were used by settlers reportedly to set the mosque on fire, as alleged. The burnt rubber left behind a toxic stench. The walls, ceiling, the floors were blackened by smoke and flames. That's not all. Graffiti reading "Revenge" and "Hi from the Hilltop Youth" spray painted in Hebrew reportedly on the walls of that mosque. Hilltop Youth are settlers who are regularly accused of violence towards Palestinians they seek to evict from the West Bank. While confirming the attack on the mosques, Israel's military stated that the suspects fled prior to the arrival of the forces. The locals, meanwhile, recalled waking up post-midnight after hearing the sounds of the explosions inside the mosque. Listen to this.
When we saw the
provocative and spiteful graffiti written by this unhinged occupation, or those the settlers, it showed they harbour abnormal hatred, whether against mosques, homes, or all Palestinian people.
And this attack, as alleged, comes just days after a report claimed that the Israeli government is set to pay 657 young Israeli settlers in the West Bank $17 per day to cover food and clothes-related expenses. Close to $1.9 million reportedly will be spent as part of this initiative, supposedly meant to prevent violence against Palestinians. The human cost is immense, to say the least. In this year so far, 55 Palestinians have been killed in settler violence, reportedly, whereas 2,200 others have been displaced. As per the UN, over 1,000 settler attacks resulting in casualties and property damage have been reported in the West Bank since the beginning of 2026, with an average of 6 incidents per day. The pace of settler attacks is higher than any previous year. Earlier this week itself, Israeli security forces used tear gas and stun grenades in an attempt to disperse the Palestinians who were protesting against the newly established settler outpost in the West Bank. In the searing heat, some refugees were seen carrying sofas, gas cylinders, other belongings out of that refugee camp in northern West Bank as they were allowed to move into their homes. But a rude shock hit them as they found most of their houses destroyed or inhabitable, with broken furniture, broken windows, rubble all over the area. The Netanyahu-led government's move to basically approve the expansion of a Jewish school for settlers living in West Bank's Hebron city also came in for huge criticism from the locals.
This decision will make our life much harder. We will not feel safe. It means more violence from settlers and aggression and restrictions from the Israeli military. It means that the services now, electricity and water and planning, it's in the hands of the settlers. And the settlers, they want to make our life harder to force us to leave.
Free, free Palestine! Palestine will never die! Palestine will never die! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Israel's support for the Jewish settlers in West Bank continues to face ire from different parts of the world as well. For instance, over 100 activists staged a protest in Brussels ahead of the European Council summit, which is being held from June 18 to 19, remember, holding banners of "We will not kneel to occupation" in the backdrop. They basically called upon the European leaders to ban goods imported from the Israeli settlements in West Bank.
Today, we demand the EU Commission enforce their own laws and stop buying stolen goods. Stop buying what Israel steals. We are all watching.
Time now for a GRAVITAS special report. India's Brahmos missile showed its battlefield power during Operation Sindoor. Now, the weapon that changed India's strike capability is preparing for its next evolution. A smaller, faster, and more advanced Brahmos could soon redefine India's missile strength. Take a look.
The shadow of Operation Sindoor proved to the world that precision is the ultimate currency of modern conflict. The Brahmos missile system was deployed with devastating efficiency when India retaliated after Pahalgam terror attack. Brahmos destroyed several terror camps and air bases deep inside Pakistan. The world witnessed the birth of an unstoppable tactical force. Named after the fusion of two great rivers, India's Brahmaputra and Russia's Moskova, this weapon system has spent 25 years changing from a single land-based asset into a lethal, multi-domain triad spanning warships, submarines and fighter jets. But now the arena of global warfare is shrinking, and the race for unstoppable speed has just entered a dangerous new phase. New Delhi and Moscow are now actively co-developing a smaller, sleeker, hypersonic variant of the Brahmos missile. Russian Ambassador Denis Alipov confirmed the massive technological leap, stating that the work is underway to develop smaller variants which will further enhance the Indian Armed Forces' multi-domain strike capabilities. By shrinking the airframe and pushing speeds past Mach 5, this new variant will allow standard fighter wings to carry multiple missiles, penetrating the most sophisticated air defense networks. The next generation Brahmos project shows how India's defense cooperation with Russia is moving beyond traditional buying and selling. It reflects a deeper cooperation towards joint development, technology sharing and advanced weapon production. Bureau Report, WION World is One.